arms are so white. Mine are like yellow.
Well, I've had this preserved cryogenically in a bacteria-proof bag for years.
I think it's because mine probably went to Brazil and everything got contaminated there from the
That's
salt
true.
water. I'm not kidding. It's so crazy.
Nobody's in our live yet, but let's. There's 0 people here, but Locker Room Access Show. We're back to nobody. 0 people watching. Let's go. Oh, there we go. First person jumping in. How we doing? Have? I love this jacket.
Yeah, old school Letterman jacket from when Fresh and I played. It weighs 800 pounds. I have no clue how I still have it, but I do, and I mean, if it ever dropped below 80 here in Florida, I'd have a reason to wear it. But yeah, let's go. I don't think we ever wore these, Fresh. We wore the like the snowmobile suit ones we had.
Yep.
We never really wore these, but yeah, old school Letterman. Hey, it's a big night, man. This is I'm interested tonight, and I'll just tee it up like this. I am interested tonight to see, Wake is fighting for their life. They're clearly on the bubble, 4th place in the ACC. And they're going to have a raucous crowd. Are we gonna come out and try to win this game, or are we going to do the let's hope we lose by less than 10?
Yeah, I mean,
we're going to play to win, but I mean, the way we play, is that the right way to play to win?
That's what I'm saying. I know we're going to try to win. Yeah.
I don't know much about Wake. They don't have Mark Blucas anymore, who would have crushed this team, obviously, with his 2.5 points a game. But they have Salas. I think Efton Reed's still there. They have the guy from England, the kind of redheaded guy, right, who's tough. And he always does really good against us, by the way. He's like that guy that searches out guys who are not so. But it's at Wake, it's a 9 p.m. game, a little bit different. We got to sleep in today. Everything I've heard is the players are bought in. They're bought into Ron and all that. So let's see. What's up, Jen?
Yeah, what's up, Sauce? Like Vegas has us as a 7.5 point underdog.
Yeah.
Over and under is 131.5. So relatively high scoring. So we'll see. I'm not sure what to think of that, but 7.5 point dogs on the road. So it's going to be relatively close, right? Usually give you 6 points. Maybe we would have been dogs by 1.5 at home.
See, you know what impressed me? What impressed me about Wake was I went back and watched. They have some good wins. They've had a couple real bad losses to NC State and Florida State recently, which have hurt them. But they did beat Carolina, and I went and looked at that. You know what they did? They sort of figured 1-3-1, aggressive 1-3-1 zone.
Yep.
And I liked that because it showed a little flexibility. That's not their normal defensive set, but they rolled it out for that game, caught Carolina by surprise, and they ended up winning that game. It was a nice win for them. Again, the bad losses being they lost by 2 to Florida State last week on Wednesday, and then NC State beat them this past Saturday. So, they're going to be a little hungry. They're going to be pissed off. I'm hoping we're a little bit hungry and pissed off after getting, beat pretty soundly by North Carolina and Duke, which, Duke's beating everybody. North Carolina's up and down. But I think it's going to be a close game.
Hey, so I have breaking news coming from Who's Got Next that we're not going to have A-Rob tonight. Sorry, Sauce. Josh Whalen, sorry to all of us. We love watching A-Rob. I have no idea. I assume injury or sickness or whatever, but we have no Anthony Robinson, who is about to break out for his first 20-20 game.
Yeah, that's tough.
So he's out. He's out tonight.
He's out tonight. Yeah.
It's either he got injured in practice this week or he got sick, right? Because when did
I'm
we
going to
play?
guess sick. Everybody up here is sick. Like,
Everyone's
He's
sick.
a lot of
I agree.
flu. A lot of flu going around.
I have two guards asking for your jacket, just for the record. Here we go.
2 guard, man. I will send you a replica, but this is like it's too heavy. It's too heavy down here. We'll talk. We'll talk, my man, but appreciate it. This is old school. This is an authentic 100% wool. I'm sweating like a you-know-what in church, and it's just kind of hot in here right now.
Facts.
So what do we think is the plan tonight? No A-Rob. That's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to get minutes. I mean, so you got Blake, Kofi.
Yep.
And maybe Saunders shifts back down to the 4 for this game. For that, Fresh mentioned Efton Reed. He's a big body.
Yep.
It's another game that if I were coaching, I would think about, mixing up our defensive sets a little bit. It's something Ron's been reluctant to do. I've been critical of that, but he's the head coach. I'm just a guy in Florida talking about basketball. So, but maybe mixing things up, steal 5 or 6 possessions, over the course of a whole game with a zone might be a good move tonight. You got a rebound out of a zone, and maybe we practice that. But my hope is that we don't. I don't even know what the word is. Septuple down on just playing blocker mover and getting and having Salas go to the rack and dunk on us.
Yeah.
Who's that? Daniil.
Daniil's always in the house. What's up, Daniil?
Daniil saying Kofi's got to have a game. Saunders got to have a game. And hey, Blake, let's pretend. Oh, I should do it. I should do it like Kendrick Lamar, with the hey, Blake. But he should maybe have a really good game tonight and have that energy he had, 4 or 5 games ago when he was just getting every offensive rebound. It'd be a good day for him to have a good game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have my couple years ago memory. I remember Wake, their coach is Forbes, I think is his name, and they really try to gang up on our guards. I think they had better guards back then, a couple guys who were littler and faster, but they'd really so Andrew Rohde, let's say he's a point guard now. They would really get up and pressure and try to draw foul, and then other end try to draw fouls on them. I want to see the guard play tonight, as always have, right?
Yeah, right.
I want to see how that, because I think Wake always has some guards, and we think about back in our day, Randolph Childress and Derek McQueen, Derek, I forgot his name. Anyhow, I want to see how Forbes kind of plays that out, because they've always been good at that in the Forbes era against us.
Yeah.
And we don't have
Tony. What about Tony Relland? Great name. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, he was good.
Great call.
He was good.
We played against them.
I think the other thing is there's some tape right now. Carolina did a good job of recognizing that a lot of what we run goes through Rohde. And they really clamped down on Rohde, and it disrupted us. He typically struggles against a lot of pressure. So my guess is we'll see some of that. I don't know if they'll zone us, because that maybe feeds into what we do best with Imac and Rohde and even Day and Tane, shooting from outside. But that 1-3-1 was devastating against Carolina. It really flummoxed them, and my guess is the coaches saw that and have prepared for it.
Yeah, I'm hoping Day having foul trouble last game. I'm hoping he comes out hot this game, and I think when he plays well, so do we. So we're now high scoring. We need 70 on the board.
Yeah, I agree. It's funny, TW, you just mentioned. I feel like Fresh, a lot of times when we played against a great guard, which was basically every game back then,
Right.
we would say things like, "Oh, we're playing against Randolph, or we're playing against King Rice, or we're playing against Walt Williams, or we're playing against Hurley." Just great guards. There was a concerted effort to get the ball, at that, whether it was Crotty, earlier on, and Corey and you, but to get those guys in foul trouble. And we would say, go right at them. And Crotty always had Corciani in foul trouble.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's a strategy that you see that much anymore. I'm not sure why, but getting the opposing players or the opposing team's best player in foul trouble was something we talked about a lot. And maybe they talk about it and we just haven't really done it. But getting a guy off the court,
Crotty was the master at it, right, Hav?
he was.
Because he had those sharp elbows. He would catch, he would turn, and he did everything legally. It was kind of vice versa for Corey because other teams would try to get Corey into foul trouble. He was so good, right? And so we saw it the other way. I don't know if they talk about it, but I will say, I remember Wake. It was last year or 2 years ago. They had a concerted effort to get, I think it was Kihei and Reese out of the game, and they got them in foul trouble. And I think Isaac, as a first year, was running the point. So it's something to watch for because we're just watching for what we watch for.
Yeah, and I was thinking about last year's Wake game. It happened last year's game at Wake happened earlier. It was a January game, and that was the game. Oh God, I just had his name, but the big guy for us who didn't play and then came on and started banging really good. Minor Jordan.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Remember he had his coming out game
from Quinnipiac.
Yeah. So maybe we've got some magic. I think we lost that game, but it was his coming out party. T-Ski in the house.
T-Ski.
I like I think this is one of those games. We talked about it a week and a half ago. We had a real rough stretch. Duke, Carolina, at Wake, and then Clemson. Those 4 games were gonna kind of define what happens to us, right? We're 0-2. So let's try to steal one tonight. I hope we come out fired up and guys are playing unselfishly and not auditioning for their, next destination, which I don't think that's going to be an issue. Guys want to play. They want to play hard. And then if we steal tonight, and then we've got Clemson at home. Clemson's a good team, but it's not you're not playing Duke. So that's a game that we could, surprise some people. Then you got Florida State at home, and then you've got Syracuse on the road. If we win the next 4, it feels a lot better to us. But I think it starts tonight. If we come out and lay an egg tonight, it might be the signal that, man, this is just not going to happen this year, but we'll see.
Yeah, what are your predictions? Let's jump on. We got 15 more minutes. But predictions let's start with you, Fresh.
For tonight, I don't feel good about this game, and I'm not sure why. I don't have any affinity, and I've never liked Wake Forest. When we played against them, I especially hated them, to be honest. I want to drill them. I think it's going to be not good for us tonight in a lazy 9 p.m. game on Wednesday, February 26th. I'm going to say 70, 50, 65 Wake. Damn it. I'm sorry, guys.
5 Wake. What do you have?
I'm sorry for everybody.
What'd you have what's the over-under? 130, you said? 131?
Yeah, 131 and a half.
Okay. So I do feel like Wake has more to play for tonight. They're trying to stay on the right side of the bubble, and we're not on the bubble. And that makes me nervous. But I'll go opposite of Fresh. I'm going to say we're going to win 70-68, and I think we're going to have a good game, and I think our guards are going to carry us. Obviously Robinson's out. We just learned that, but do we have a starting lineup yet?
We do. Day, Isaac, Rhodey, Saunders, Buchanan.
Okay, so he's going with the Carolina lineup again. That didn't work out last time so well. Carolina, we kind of came out flat, and we could never recover from that. It was 21-4 or something like that. But I'll go opposite Fresh and say that this is they're playing for a lot, but this is probably our last chance to get a good win on the road. So I think the guys show up and we play well. And I'm hoping that we mix up our defensive sets a little bit more than we have in the past, which is 0. So
I like
a little bit more.
I'm going to go 75-70, good guys. I'm saying we come out firing. Well, that's fingers crossed there. They got nothing to lose at this point. So hopefully they can play free and I think we're going to see Ishan Sharma game soon. That's my guess.
Well, I like that. That's a good call, T-Dub.
Yeah, he's
Fresh,
ready
you had some
for a breakout game.
commentary. Fresh, you had some commentary on Sharma. That was a big stage.
Yeah. Well, what he's been annoying me. He had been so good the first 2/3 of the season. He's starting to do that thing where he catches it and he fades away. Right when he's very open, right? He kind of does that fade away from 17, not threes. Threes he squares up nice and makes them. I want him to be more kind of focused and not so quick.
Drifting. Yeah, I agree with you.
You've seen it. You've seen it.
Whenever you're a first year, the game is really fast for you.
Yep.
And over your 4 years, it slows down. I felt like the game was slowing down for him. And then we played Duke and Carolina, and he kind of went back to that high speed, almost running.
I'll say for him, he had early success, which I was, trust me, I was totally wrong. I was extremely impressed. But then he had that success, and then he kind of got a little bit, it's almost nonchalant, right? Like, keep doing what you were doing. Don't go to I can just fade away and make this jumper. But that's okay. He's been really good.
Yeah, he definitely tends to do the step back, sidestep, make an easy shot more difficult.
That's right.
I don't know if that's because I'm guessing it's.
Go ahead.
Maybe he just. No, I was just going to say maybe he's been under pressure more, and he feels like he's got to rush and he's got to make those moves to get an easier shot. I don't know.
But it's almost even more so when he's not under pressure. It's almost like,
right.
I remember how I worked out for this and I did this. That's okay. He's done very well. So I'm not going to be negative, but
it reminds me of the John Wooden quote, which is "Be quick, but don't hurry."
Yes,
right. And he's kind of hurrying. It looked like he was hurrying against the past two teams, which, hey, guess what? You're not the first guy to do that against Duke and Carolina.
That's right. It comes quick. That's right.
Are they, T-Dub, I'll ask you this. They're still playing in the arena that Fresh and I played in, correct? Or do they have a new arena? Because that was a brand new arena when we were there.
Is that Reynolds? Am I making that? No, Reynolds was somewhere else. What was the place called?
Reynolds was NC State. Yeah, they are. I think they've renovated, but it's still the same.
What's the name of it? Krispy Kreme Arena?
That was a joke. Look it up. I don't remember the name of it.
But Fresh, you probably remember this as well as anybody. That was kind of a nice theater setting, like a theater setting as opposed to a gym. And the lighting was really good on the court, and like the shooting was good always, right? And not all arenas are like that, but I think it was
like it reminded me a lot of Joel Arena. Nice, Thomas.
Yeah, there it is. Joel.
I would have gotten 1,000 guesses. It was kind of like, I think Florida State was kind of that way. Like, it was a good place to shoot. and not intimidating. But Wake was not intimidating at all as an arena. But it was a fun. Yeah, you're right, Ab. It was like Charlotte Coliseum, good place to shoot.
Yep.
A little bit dark, but whatever.
What does everyone else think about this game? Bob, Jen, Russ.
Yeah, Bob gave us.
Yeah, let's hear predictions. I'm curious what everyone else thinks. Bob's got 69-65. Who?
All right, we like that.
I apologize for being the other way. I don't know why. Sorry.
No, I like it. Change it up. We don't do that enough. I think
Yeah.
Hav is the only one that's done that so far.
Yeah, I think there's sometimes you get a gut feeling, whether you're a fan or a player or a coach. We don't have view into the practices and how they're going, but
Right.
whatever they did before the Pitt game, I hope they ate the same thing. I hope they wore the same clothes. I'm all for superstition because that was an impressive win. And that's a tough one, Jenny.
Oh, Jen. No halftime show, Jen, for you.
No, there's
what I was going to ask you guys. What about the sort of like aura of playing at UNC and all the Carolina blue there did that have any effect on you guys in terms of like either on the court preparation or does that wear off pretty quickly once you get going?
I'll speak to this. So me and Hav played 4 years together. He was a redshirt 1 year, but he played another year after. His entire goal was so during warm-ups, the UNC cheerleaders run out on the court because we come on the court first.
Oh God, here we go.
And there was one or two male cheerleaders, which I'm not judging. They had the flag of the UNC. And they would run right through our warm-up lines. And Hav's goal was to try to trip one of the guys.
Piss me off every year.
I don't think he ever was successful. Those guys were quick, Hav. Quick little 5'6" guys.
Decent athletes, nicely built young men. But if you remember correctly, I had a long-standing rivalry with the UNC band, especially the trombone section, if you remember.
That's true.
And they would scream at me like during warm-ups, and I would go like this. I was like, "You play the trombone." I might not play a lot, but you play the trombone. So now, in retrospect, I wish I played the trombone. That'd be a cool party trick.
I will say though, to answer the question better, we love playing at UNC. And I'll tell you the first reason when you're a 20-year-old college kid and you're on the basketball team, they had the only good away locker room of a team in the ACC. It was like you're in a pro arena, and that was good. And the court was nice, and the fans weren't bad, except for the trombone player. And it was like kind of easy and cushy. And then you'd be tied at half, and the second part of the second half, they would just beat your ass. So,
I love that. T-Dub, you asked the wrong guys because we played a noon ABC game for our time there, and I don't think we ever lost. I'll have to look. I'll look and get the answer at halftime, but we got stomped every time we played there. And Fresh's fourth year, we had just beaten Duke at Duke, and we were ranked really highly after that. And we played them on like a big Wednesday, I think, and then we played them on Saturday, and we got dirt stomped by Carolina. So we never won there, Fresh. I think that's the only place we never won a game at Carolina.
How comfortable it was.
Yeah, I don't know if you did your fifth year, but I never won down there.
No, we didn't win. I mean, we didn't win fifth year either. It was just
we beat them at home. I think 3 out of the 4 years. Not my last year. I think the first 3 we beat them.
And we beat them in the ACC tournament some too. But
that's right. What a great ACC it was. Can we just go back, everybody?
They shut the lights out on us, right?
Everybody Well, my 5th year, we played them, and we were up in the second half by like 8 points with like 15 minutes left, and the lights went out. They had that blizzard.
No, that was my last year.
Oh, that was your last year. Okay, we went into the locker room. Did what we did. You know, we didn't do anything bad. We hydrated, and coaches were, you know, drawing up plays and talking about what we should do. And they came out and went on like a big run and ended up beating us. But that wasn't the finals. That was the semis. But we needed to win at least 2 to get into the tournament that year, and we won those 2. So then we went and we were able to make it to the NCAA. But I agree with Fresh. Bring it back. A home and away against, you know, there were 8 teams in the ACC. They added Florida State. Home and away. If someone got you at home, you had to get them back like that. And I loved that rhythm to that. And there was a nice.
That's right.
You know, okay, we're going back there to get these guys, but it's different now with the different, you know, all the teams.
Yeah, but it's like you said, we're gonna play at Syracuse 3 games later. Whatever the kids, you know, we knew what was coming, right? We knew we'd play Maryland the last game. Right. We'd play whoever the first. It was kind of a cool thing. And you know,
now it's like the Olympics.
Send us on Tobacco Road. But it was kind of fun, right? They called it Tobacco Road, so we'd go. Wake, Carolina, Duke, boom, boom, boom. Take your beating, or not. But,
NC State was. I mean, people sleep on NC State, but when we were there, they had Corciani, they had Rodney Monroe, they had Tom Gugliotta. Tom Gugliotta was a 40-year-old Italian construction worker that was 6'9" and could shoot threes. Like that guy was tough, and. You know, he had a nice career in the NBA. There were every time
his
he went out there,
made the best chicken farm of anybody on Long Island had. I guarantee.
No doubt.
And it was every day.
I'm with Brooke. Hated Maryland.
Oh yeah.
I hated their fans. I didn't hate their Brookie. You're right, as usual, but their fans were horrendous.
Yeah, the fans were just the worst.
The worst.
Nick Kaner Medley jumping on last ball at U-Haul. Nick Kaner Medley jumped on the they beat us. He jumped on the scorer's table after the game and grabbed his crotch. Oh well, just uncalled for anyway.
They beat us in the last game at U-Haul.
Yeah, that was the last ball at U-Haul. Nick Kaner Medley stood on the scorer's table and grabbed his crotch in front of the stands. It was
all right. Now, TW, I was in a pretty good mood today. Now you just killed my mood that Maryland beat us in the last game.
Last ball at U-Haul. It's just devastating. Anyway, all right, tip off. Halftime, maybe, depending on the score. Otherwise,
no, we'll do. Let's do halftime. Come on, guys.
We'll do half for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Jen wants it. Jen Clifton gets what she wants.
All right, then.
We'll do it.
See you at the half.
Go Hoos.
Go Hoos.